Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ArcWorlde Hobby Hangout number 2. For those of you who were here last week, I think it was last week, yeah. Welcome back. Hopefully we won't get taken down too often this time around. For those of you who are new, welcome. Say hello in the chat. Hope you've got lots of hobby stuff ready. Unfortunately, I can't see the chat, so I'll try that. Aha, there we go. Cool. Good, everyone here. Nice to see everyone here. We've got 7 people watching at the moment. Today, or tonight should I say, we will be carrying on painting the halflings that I started last week. So I haven't done anything on them since the last stream. So, because I thought for you guys who are kind of coming back, like you'd want to kind of see it from start to finish rather than me kind of, this is what I did earlier kind of thing. So, yes. Cool, right. What's everyone working on tonight? Have you got some painting in front of you, or are you just here to chill? There we go. Just need to get used to this painting setup again. Ooh. Spilt a little bit there, that's okay. I'll give that another go. Cool. Les is saying, painting tonight, old school figures, need the Kickstarter to arrive before I can do any more ArcWorlde bits. Dagvin's saying, it's been one of these days, I'm completely worn out, had planned to start working on a new model, but don't know if I've got the energy. Yeah, I can imagine, I'm sure like a lot of you mums and dads out there with having the kids at home and stuff because of the current situation. Must be quite difficult to try and get some hobby time. Do you find that, or are you quite lucky with being able to grab a few spare hours every now and then? What am I going to do? Oh yeah, I'm going to work on the flesh, I think. Where's my baby? Where is it? Where's Bugman's glow? Ah, there she is. Mwah. Bellissimo. Some white. So for those of you who weren't here last week, or just a reminder for those who were, the base coat of the flesh of the halflings is just straight up Bugman's Glow. Now for the first set of highlights, I'm going to mix a little bit of Cadian Flesh Tone here with Bugman's and a little bit of white, just to get that first. Oh, sorry about that. No, not to the camera. First highlight. There we go. Seems to have got a bit of fluff on the brush. We'll need to bring it a little bit closer. Normally I'm a tad bit quicker than this, but because I'm having to hold myself at a weird angle, take into account the camera and stuff, feels like I'm learning how to paint all over again. Those little halfling toesy woesies. Okay, that looks pretty good. Actually, I think this painting position's much better. There we go. Not too much flash on this guy. Let's check the chat. Yes, Alex, it is a new brush, although don't get your hopes up too much. It is like a pack of 20 super cheap ones that I got off Amazon or eBay or something. So it's about 50 pence worth of brush there, so nothing too exciting. Hello, hi Spud. Hi Spud, how's it going? Hey up, Dad. Nice to see you on here again. I hope you're well. Who else is here? I can see there's quite a few of you lurkers who haven't said hello yet. How rude. Yeah, it's a bit too watery, this paint, but I'll just do a couple of layers to make up for it. Don't need to be too precise at this stage, because I'll be knocking it back with a wash and then highlighting it up again. Very nice. Alex Barkley's rebagging and boxing minis to save space. So to avoid Lead Mountain, rather than painting up all your collection, instead you're just squirreling it away. Alright, I see your tactics. Because if you can't see it, it's not there. Dagfin saying, we should have a place to post our community work. How about in the comments section of the announcement Alex posted in the Facebook group? Yeah, like, it is a shame that it's something that I do miss from the whole forum days. That there's not a way on Facebook to do threads or stuff, so to kind of archive people's work. And there's been people have said to me in the past, well, recently, like, oh, you should think about making a forum, but no one particularly goes on forums anymore, unfortunately. So I think all that time and effort setting one up might be a little bit wasted. But I've heard Discord's quite good. I'm on it a little bit. I'm on the Chilling Wargamers Discord, but I haven't had too much experience with it yet. Would you guys be interested in an ArcWorlde Discord group, or would it just be something else that you'd think that you'd feel obliged to kind of keep up to date with and wouldn't really be your thing? So I'm just doing a little bit more Bugman's as a wash, just to get a bit more shadows onto the flesh tone. So it looks like that at the moment. Ah. Just checking the chat again. Discord is the future, apparently. Between the Alex is saying, between the spreadsheet and labels on boxes, this way I know what I actually have and where to find it. Very, very nice. Frossen Fists. Yeah, good to see you. Alex Barkley saying, I enjoy the Discord, although the dozen or so I'm a member of, I only have time to contribute to a couple. The rest are there for game or developer updates. Richard Smith, hey guys, bloody YouTube, my reminder didn't come through. Playing Skyrim. Very nice. Updating reports, Frost and Fist. What are you reporting on? Right, whilst I'm waiting for those washes to dry, I think I'm going to do a bit of a wash on the feathers of my town guard. Be using some Scrag Brown. Give it a kind of an orangey look, because that'll go quite well with the blue. What am I looking for? Oh, no, I did have it. There it is. Little Xandri dust. Great looking work so far, my man. Thank you very much, Frost and Fists. Are you a Kickstarter backer? Or are you waiting for stuff to be delivered, or are you just coming and chilling out with us tonight? I'm off camera again. There we go. So I'll be kind of toning that up to white again, but the coverage wasn't that good, so I think I'll probably give it a few more coats. Your undead guy leader reminds you of the Draugr bosses on Skyrim. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to remember what they look like. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was going for, the kind of more characterful undead. Like, I'm not sure if the guys in Skyrim are kind of sentient or whether they're more kind of shambling undead, but the undead in ArcWorlde, they're not, you know, zombies. They are fully, like, with it. Like, they know that they're dead. They kind of enjoy it because it means they can kind of take advantage of not having to eat or sleep or die again. Do a little bit of a... Ooh. Little bit of a wash on the metal just to kind of pick it out. Just a little black, just to kind of highlight the recesses, and then I'll be kind of popping it up with some lighter silver. So there we go. Is the focus alright on this, guys? Alright. Don't really need to do much on this guy here. It's only got the hammerhead. Oop, sorry about that. Focus is fine, excellent news. Right, let's have a check on the chat. Frost and Fist just chilling, referred here by the lovely Chilling Wargamers. Very nice, very nice. My dad doesn't even know what Discord is. It's just, that's I think probably the best way to describe it, Dad, is it's kind of like Skype, but with Facebook mixed in. So it allows you to kind of join groups that have collections of people interested in a certain topic. There's lots of different topics within that topic that you can post in, and then you can also use it to kind of talk through videos through and stuff like that. I think that's probably, I don't know, maybe you guys who use it more often can do a better job of describing what it is, but that's what it seems like from my perspective and my experience of it so far. Thought I'd check you out. Tiny Magic started using the wet palette after the last session. I will never go back. Absolutely love it. Oh, amazing. David Priest, my plan for finishing current 7 halflings has ran behind. Final highlight stage though. Excellent. Frostfist, that's awesome. They're pretty shambling in Skyrim, right? Dagfin, glad I sat down to watch this. After only half an hour, I've already got enough energy back. Normally I'd just slump down in front of the sofa. Excellent. Ret palettes are great. Guys talking about the focus is fine. Alex got distracted on my pack and started cleaning up my League of Assassins for Batman Miniatures game instead. Resin isn't a patch on Warplock's quality. Thank you very much. Richard Smith, can you tell us a little bit about the rules for ArcWorlde and how the system works? Absolutely. So ArcWorlde is a narrative battle game. It combines elements of wargaming and kind of light RPG, so it's not just a straight war game. There's a lot of story building elements in it. Like, it's very much kind of based around the idea of thinking outside the box, using your imagination to kind of get involved with the game. Like, it does have kind of the core base mechanics, like how combat works, how movement works and stuff like that, but on top of that is the feat system, which is one of the big parts of the game, where it allows you to essentially come up with game mechanics on the fly. So if you have an idea of something that your character, which is what the models in ArcWorlde are called, characters, your character can do, you essentially work together with your opponent to work out how difficult that thing would be, whether or not it would happen, and then there's certain dice rolls and stuff that can go along with that. On top of that, like, you've got your war bands, which are essentially your collection of miniatures. Like, you have a set number of factions, but you can also play as monsters. Monsters are a big part of the game. If you want to just play as a troll or a dragon or like a swarm of critters, like, you can absolutely do that. It's quite an open kind of building mechanic in terms of your forces, like, and even if things aren't, like, if you can't think of something, like, the rules aren't there for something, like, if you want to combine factions or whatever, like, as long as you agree with your opponent, like, it's perfectly fine. Like, it's not like a super hardcore competitive game. Like, there is a lot of scope for, house rules, like coming up with new ideas and things. So yeah, if you have any more specific questions, ask me, but the rules are actually available to download online for free. There's the printer-friendly version on my website at the moment, and the rule books will be going out to the Kickstarter backers soon. So yeah, it's exciting. Rich, Les has already said you can download them. There are actually some print and play miniatures. So if you like kind of little standees that I've drawn and made, so you can cut them out and kind of stick them together, so you can test the game for absolutely free and not pay a penny. Let me type the link in the chat. So it should be warplockminiatures.com/ArcWorlde. there. So I've just post a link in the chat. So if you do want to have a bit of a read of the new rules, or if you want to get access to those print and play miniatures, just follow that, and they'll be on there. Right, let's see how these guys are getting along. Still needs a little bit more drying time, I think. Richard Smith, love your sculpts. Would love to have backed the Kickstarter, but moving house is taking up all the spare funds at the minute. Oh, absolutely. Though I guess the current situation must have put a bit of a stopper on some of those plans. So I hope that's all going well. Right. Now for my next bit on the models, I'll be doing a kind of a light wash over the top of Macaridge Blue mixed in with Bugman's Glow, and that'll kind of just go into all the little nooks and crannies and give a bit of shadow and depth. Probably add a little bit of black to it as well. Saw you tweeted the 3D print on Twitter. Are you happy with it? Oh, absolutely. Like, so for the past week, I've been finally kind of getting to grips with ZBrush, doing some digital sculpting, and it's been going really, really well. So I've done some tests, I've done some sculpts and done some test prints. So I'll show those off in a little bit just while these guys are drying. So there we go. Just add some shadows. Try not to get it on the skin or the hair or the metal. It's more kind of just for those kind of myriad of textures. There we go. Right, so to show you guys what I've been working on, I printed out this one this morning. Just pop these to one side to dry. So here's a little goblin. So that was the first print. And then here's the second print. Like, I haven't yet removed all the supports and stuff like that. And then I sculpted this little guy today as well. Printed him off. So the resin that the printer uses, it's slightly translucent, so the details look a little bit soft. But once it's got a nice undercoat, I think we'll be laughing. So check the chat. How's Goblin today? She's very, very well, thank you. Yeah, she's been sleeping quite a bit. So she's not a menace on the stream. My girlfriend's kind of keeping her in the bedroom, kind of out the way. But if there's enough hue and cry from the crowd, I'll go and get her to say hi. It's dragging things out pretty badly, which isn't great for the wallet. I can imagine. Dagfin, do you ever get to do hobby stuff aside from the work or the Warplock range? And if so, what do you do? The answer is kind of no. I mean, one of the big things is that, you know, the Warplock range, not only is it my job, it's my full-time job, but it's also my hobby as well. Like, I actively love working on miniatures. Like, I would do that regardless because it's what I enjoy, it's my hobby. But I must admit there are certain, like, the way I would treat myself is to kind of do new projects or certain things that I've always wanted to make. So I would say my kind of chill out hobby is making the things that I kind of really want to do, and then the rest of the time it's just doing the stuff that I have to do. Richard Smith, love those goblins, mate. Thank you. My plan is that I'll be probably setting up a Patreon or something for my digital sculpts. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys out there have seen it before, where you kind of pay a subscription every month, and then every month I'll make a set of miniatures that you can download and print off at home. I'll probably be focusing on kind of role-playing miniatures, so it'll be completely separate from ArcWorlde. Like, it'll kind of allow me to explore a few ideas, a few things that I've always wanted to make that I didn't think would fit in too well with ArcWorlde. Cater for more of the role-playing market, and it's just been nice to have another kind of arm to Warplock. So you've got ArcWorlde, which is the main one, then you've got Warp Team Fantasy Football, and then my Patreon, which I'm going to call the Digital Workshop. But I'll tell you guys more about that in future, but keep an eye out for any announcements and stuff, because I'm hoping to start kind of announcing the launch of it soon. Evening, Jacko. Good to see you again, bud. it still needs a bit more drying time, I think. So in the meantime, probably get some paint on these. So these are 2 more miniatures from the range. So this is one of the wood fiends for the wild elves. So this is just a base coat of white with the brown and then kind of a green wash over the top. And this is another one of the lichen hawks, also from the for the wild elves. Now, for the guys at home who maybe weren't on the Kickstarter or don't know much about ArcWorlde, the elves for ArcWorlde, they are these kind of very, very tall, very like not Tolkien-esque at all. They're very much like fey kind of creatures. I'll show you an example. So here's one of the miniatures. I think I showed her off last week. Yeah, but they're massive. Yeah, they're massive compared to like ArcWorlde humans. So, but one of the big parts about them in the games that they summon minions out of like bone and wood, and they kind of create them to do a lot of their fighting for them. So that's why I've kind of gone for this like greeny brown base coat, and then I'll be painting in like the bone and things like that just to kind of give it a bit of variation. So I should get cracking with that now. Dad's asking, how long did it take for you to print that goblin? That one actually, so for the past few weeks, past few days, when I've been doing a few little testers, I've been putting it on like the highest possible setting, like the most detailed one you can get, and the last print that I did took 16 hours. But those two that I've just shown off, which is a much lower resolution, only took 3 hours. So I got it sculpted and printed over the course of a day. So this guy here, still a bit soft because the resin is cured via UV light. So it's been recommended that once you have a print done, but you leave it on the windowsill for a few hours and let it cure for a little bit longer so it gets harder. Some people I've read use like UV lamps, kind of what they use in nail salons and stuff like that, to kind of harden the resin after it's been printed. So I think I might look into getting something like that, but at the moment, I'm still playing about, so I've still got quite a lot to learn. Right. Got paint on my camera there. Are you painting with us tonight, Jacko, or Are you just chilling out? P. Higgins. The elves are one of the factions that I kickstarted. Didn't realise they were that tall. Yeah, they're on 40mm bases. So in the game they are pretty hardcore. Like they're really, really powerful fighters and quite expensive. So you wouldn't have as many of them as, say, halflings would have halflings. How do they compare with the beast folk in terms of size or in terms of stats, or like what do you mean? Well, in terms of size, the beast folk they have like so many different kind of species within them. So in terms of height, I can show you. Where is he? Oh, yeah, here we go. So here's one of the beast folk. So this guy's a clan beast, who's their kind of elites. They're the really big chunky guys. And in terms of height, compared to an elf, it's a little bit shorter, but much, much thicker. And then you've got this, the Warbard. Once again, also kind of undercoated with a brown wash. And here's one of the vermin, so kind of the smaller grunts. So this one is a little guinea pig lady. But it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do them as a faction, was because it kind of gives me a real scope of what to sculpt. You know, I can come up with any kind of anthropomorphic animal and put them in there, and it would be fully, you know, valid. So it's a lot more fun for me than having to sculpt the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm just putting a base coat of green on the lichen hawk, on the kind of the leaf-like feathers. I need a bit more. So there we go. That's some green on the Lycanhawk. Wait for that to dry. Do a bit more on the other Wood Fiend. Just check the chat. Michael Stigler, I strangely forgot I kickstarted ArcWorlde 2nd edition, and I'm here just to refamiliarize myself with what it is. Cool. If you have any questions, let me know. David Priest, love the variety in the Beast Folk, excellent. Les Fulbrook, wish I'd gone for the Beast Folk, now they're ace, thank you very much. Michael, again, I love the personality and the character designs, thank you very much. Chilling Wargamers, why only 7 likes when 14 are watching? Please go smash that like button. Rob Huntley, Alex, you can hand sculpt them quicker than that. Yeah, of course. David Priest, Frog Scout is my favourite, even though it's not the most detailed one. Yeah, like for some reason, people really, really like the frog guy. Michael Stigler, did we ever get a finished pic of the Halfling Thing Flinger? We did. I did post one. Let's see if I can put it on the screen. Image, create new image. Let's have a look here. Aha, here we go. Oh, let's scale this down a tad. There we go. Can you guys see that? Thanks for looking it up. I failed to find out Kickstarter updates. Yeah, well, like a lot of the pictures that I've got, especially the painted models, are going in the rulebook. Well, are in the rulebook. The rulebook's being printed as we speak. So, but I'm hoping to get photographs of all the paint. Well, first got to get all the models painted, but I will be getting photographs of everything at some point. Space koalas when? Don't even tempt me about space koalas. Sloth rock droppers. I love that thing. Brilliant, I'm glad you like it. Hey Wayne. Good to see you again. Right, we'll get rid of that. And back to painting. So I'll just be highlighting the bone with Wraithbone, which I believe is the paint that Games Workshop introduced because of the contrast paints. Can't remember if we spoke about them last week. So there we go. Leave that to dry. Right, let's check on the halflings, see how they're coming along. I think they're about dry now. Yeah. So it's just added some shadows. So I think what I'll do next is I'll just bring back some of that white on his tabard. Oop. So how's everyone's quarantine going then? You managed to get lots of hobby stuff done? How are you spending your time? How are you kind of adapting to this new existence that we've got for ourselves? There we go. Oh no! Rest in peace, Nolan Oil. I'm sorry for your loss, Les. I miss my gym, apart from that doing well. Yeah, I think I was telling the guys last week, just coincidentally, I bought a load of home weights and a bench and stuff for my flat, so I've still been able to keep up with quite, obviously not the same amount of fitness before, but it's good to kind of have something at least when you can't go to the gym. Like, most people must be going stir crazy especially if they're quite active people. Yeah. Just gonna get that paint, that buckle. There we go. What colour mustache do you think I should give this guy? I was thinking of grey, but I think it might be a bit too boring. Yeah, I'll make him a ginger as well. Maybe the monster hunter could be his wife, or his daughter or sister, perhaps. Yeah, okay. Oop. Sorry, I keep knocking the camera, guys. Don't think I've got it in the best position tonight. There we go. I think I went a bit over the top with the blue this time, so I'm gonna Bugman's glow it up a little bit more. Ooh. This bloody thing. Doesn't matter too much about the feet because I'll be covered in basing stuff anyway. Gotta go. Duty calls. Have a good one. I'll see if I can check in later if you're still around. Alright, hopefully you can come back, Jacko. If not, have a lovely evening. Just move some of these paints out of the way. So another little tip of mine that you guys who are at the ArcWorlde weekend will know is that I like to use Bugman's Glow for just about everything. One of the things I really like it for is it kind of blends colours together, or visually ties them together. So I'll be doing little dabs on it. Yeah. I'll let him dry for a little while longer. And then I think I'm probably going to start highlighting his kind of khaki-ish looking clothes. Ooh. So there he is. In the meantime, ooh, I'm going to add a little bit of magic. So I think this is the right colour. Yeah. Might look a tad messy now, guys, but trust me, it'll look good. So because these are summoned beasts, I wanted to give that kind of arcane glow to them. So we'll let that dry up. And then eventually it should, in theory, look like this. Blue glow is cool. Which blue are you using? I'm using Hawk Turquoise. Actually, I need a bit more of that. Now to add some on the lichen hawk. Do we know what the painting challenge is yet, guys? I was meant to submit to the monster one, but I completely forgot. I'm gutted. So there we go, there's the lichen hawk all glowed up. Yeah, I'll highlight that cloth. The next Chilling Wargamers challenge is skin. You can paint anything, but the skin will be the main focus of the judging. Human skin, orc skin, demon skin. Ooh, that sounds cool. Trying to think if there's any of the existing ArcWorlde models I've got to paint for the Kickstarter that I could submit for that. There we go. Yes, Alex, I suppose you're right. Elves are mostly skin. Would tattoos count as skin? Pretty sure we saw an unpainted one not too long ago. Yeah. Paint the fuzzy little feet. Cool. So then guys, a quick question. Would you prefer some music on the stream? I've been coming up with, because I tried doing it last time and I couldn't get it to work. So I was thinking perhaps for the next show I'll have some kind of fantasy-ish tunes playing in the background. All copyright free, of course. Please don't ban me, Susan. Ooh. Alex Barkley, I'd say tattoos count. The Chilling Wargamers judging panel are fairly chilled out, so not overly fussy, but you might have a hard time winning with the with a GW Dreadnought. Happy with that music? What are people's favourite colours when it comes to leather? I mean, I just use my stock go-to brown, which is Mornfang brown there, for pretty much most leather, and then mix some white in to kind of do the highlights. Dagfin, it does make for a better watch with music, but I'm good having something on my end. I think I'll use this opportunity to highlight that hammer. just as a heads up, guys, I'm probably going to be calling it a night at 10. Yeah, I think 10's a good time to go. There we go. Probably give this another quick wash of ye olde bugmans. Oop. How's everyone's painting going? If you are painting. If you're not painting, how's your relaxing going? Basing up the hero quest skellies now. Ooh, very nice. I've got the Grim Goblin on the go. May have to get some more hobgoblins. Very cool. Leather, metals and grease to highlight, then just a few detailings. Ready for basing tomorrow. Very nice. I've never really been massively into basing in terms of like, it's not one of my favourite things to do. Like, I know that there are some people out there who basing is like a massive part of the whole thing. Like, I know my friend Hayden, who you guys might have met at the ArcWorlde weekend, he loves basing. It's his favourite part. But for me, I try and keep things as simple as possible. And I'll show you how simple it gets when I get to that part with these guys. So just adding a little bit more bugmans, just in the little recesses, just to give it a little bit of a warm. Finished prepping my Ram Raider runner, Helga Hotfoot. Going to give her bikini-ish top to have more exposed skin. Oh, okay. How are you hoping to do that? I feel like the focus isn't quite right. Hang on. Okay, I think that's a tad better. Let him dry for a little minute. Work a little bit more on the Town Guard, who I'm really happy with actually. I must admit, I think he might be one of my favourite models of the Kickstarter. He was actually was he last? I think he might have been the last one that I finished. There we go. I'm sure I had a lighter silver than that. Ah, there she is. Add a bit extra highlight on the hammer. How does everyone feel about painting metals? Are you a non-metallic metal kind of person? Or do you prefer real metals? Myself, I've always preferred real metal. I do obviously realize how much of a skill painting non-metallic metal is, but for me personally, I just prefer it. So there we go. I think we're going to add a little bit more of the Balthazar gold on the belt buckle. There we go. Okay, let him dry. Oh. So the chat says, Les says he prefers real metals because he's a lazy what's-it. Alex Barkley says it depends on the miniature. The larger the scale gets, the better I find true metallics to work with. Personally, I don't really get along with metallic paints. I've tried to go non-metallic metals where I can recently. Wayne says, real metallics, as non-metallic metals are a lot of work and take dedication. And then Alex is also saying that Vallejo metal colour is amazing, giving one coat coverage in a thin layer. It's airbrush ready, but I brush it on. I have to look into that. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of a highlight on the tash. Oh, actually, do I want to do low lights? No, but I'll do both. What's there is. So just before I do the eyes, just going to do a little bit of a wash of Bookman's Glowing Purple into the recesses of the eyes, just to kind of ring them so that they stand out a little better. Yes, I am basically giving this stout halfling gentleman eyeliner Ooh. Like that. Another little tip for you guys. If you want to give the illusion of shaved skin, either a scalp or a face, just a little wash of blue just over the top. Went over a little bit there, so I'll just cover that up. Actually, I think I'm just going to give him kind of shaved hair around the temples. So he's gone naturally bald, but he's jumped before he was pushed. Probably knock that back with some Bugman's Glow as well. Evening Dice with Death. You've just caught us. So I said before to the gang, probably going to be logging off at about 10 o'clock. Need to have my tea. Didn't get a chance to eat before the stream. So you can kind of see there how just giving a little hint of blue gives that kind of shaved look. I think I still need to knock the one on the scalp down a little bit more. Painting my 21 rat horde. Oh, you managed to have any more games with that? Yeah, for those of you who weren't at the last Gotham to Samaria, one of the really fun games that we had was a Chod Horde. So one of the lads was playing Gremlins, and we decided to try and get as many models on the board as possible. So no armor, no weapons, nothing like that. Literally just Gremlins, nothing but Gremlins. And I think we got about, was it about 30? About 36 on the board at any one at once. It was mad. There we go. Yeah, just tightening up the wood on that hammer. Highlight the belt buckle a tad. Now I'd say probably the last thing to do on this guy would be the eyes, which is one of my favourite bits to do, just because it's such a challenge. But there's no way I'd be able to get it done with this camera setup, so I'll do that off camera. Yes, Goblin. Oh. Oh. My camera's died. Oh, it's come back. Hey. Don't know what happened there. Hang on. Just as we're about to go, say hello to my own very little goblin. Hello. Don't know what's happening with this now. Oh. I think might be running out of power because I'm having to use my phone as my webcam. And I'm back, and I think I'm going again. Anyway, so I'll use that as the universe telling me that it's probably around time that I log off. So thank you very much for joining me again tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'll probably be aiming to stream roughly around this time every week to be a bit more consistent. But I'll let you know when the next stream is. If you do have any questions, drop me a message or comment on this video once it goes up. And yeah, I'll see you again next week. Catch you later, guys.